Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it's Paydirt review time again. And this time we're going to be re-reviewing a seller I haven't reviewed in almost 2 years, and that's because they closed and stopped selling. But they're back, and I'm back to re-review them. And that seller is Black Mass Paydirts, and I've got one of their 3-gram bags here. Well, I think it's a 3.5-gram bag because they did tell my secret shopper that they added in an extra half a gram for delayed shipping. But we'll have to wait till the very end of this video to find out if it's a 3-gram bag or a 3.5-gram bag. But for now, let's just flash up the description, go to the overhead, and check out this Paydirt a little bit closer. As you saw, a really good description. It tells you that this is approximately 2.5 pounds of material from Cottonwood Creek in California. It also tells you that it should have fine gold all the way up to pickers and maybe even a nugget, depending on what size bag you buy. Now, I did get a secret shopper to buy me a 3-gram bag, but I won't be disappointed if there's no nuggets in it. It also tells you that the gold is from multiple places, and that's generally how most Paydirts are. Now let's weigh it up to see if it is the 2.5 pounds as stated. So a little bit shy of the 2.5 pounds, but it doesn't say it will weigh exactly. It does say roughly. We'll have to see in the end how I score that, but let's open up the bag, check out the material. I do see some organics, and I will rinse this bag out before the end of the video to make sure I got all those nooks and crannies and that no gold was trapped. Some pretty dark material, some larger material in here as well. Check it for magnetite. Not too much. I mean, pretty much nothing in the way of magnetite. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of black sands. One of the reasons why I use a magnet in these videos is so you can see how much of the black sands that you'll see later on when I'm panning are magnetized. And you can make panning a little bit easier if the black sands that are in a bag of Paydirt are actually magnetite, because then you can use a magnet to remove them and save yourself a little bit of trouble. Now let's go classify this material down and see what classifications it comes in. Okay, all done classifying, and as you can see, pretty equal amounts in all 4 classifications. Maybe a little bit more in the -20 +40, but overall pretty good. Now, I will say this is very dark material, and I did not see any gold when I was classifying it down. But since this is a 3-gram bag, and it does say you can find gold all the way from fine up to pickers in the description, I'm really hoping to find gold in every single classification. But the only way to really find out is to go pan it out. So let's go get some water and do just that. Well, finished panning everything out as you saw, and that was much more difficult than I thought it would be, but we'll talk about that in a minute. For right now, let's show you the gold I found, and I found gold in all 4 classifications. I also found some stuff that's not gold. I'm guessing this is a little bit of silver, and this, I have no idea. I'm guessing it's either brass or copper. And based on its size, I'm not thinking that this was supposed to be in there. But we're going to weigh everything up just to find out. Just when I saw those little bitty pieces mixed in with the gold, I kind of thought maybe it got put in there by accident. But like I said, we're going to weigh this up and find out for sure. Now, this bag was guaranteed 3 grams, but because it was late, he emailed my secret shopper and told him he was adding in an extra half a gram. So this bag should be 3.5 grams. And let's get started with the plus 10. $2.035 grams. So off to the side. Minus 10 plus 20. 0.950 grams. Oh, Lord. About to make a big ol' mess. It's funny, I don't think I've ever spilled gold on camera. Someone asked me in a live show not too long ago, and since then I've almost spilled it twice. But there we go. I didn't spill it. Got close. And I didn't tell you what the weight of that was. Lastly, the minus 40. I don't think this might budge a scale. We'll see. Yeah, it did. 0.015. Let's weigh it all up to see if we get this 3.5 grams. It's going to be close. $3.340 grams. Now, before I do what I'm about to do, I will tell you I'm happy with that. My secret shopper paid for a 3 gram bag. He got a 3 gram bag, but this is 3.340 grams. He was told there was an extra half a gram in there. So what we're going to do is we are going to weigh up these extras and see if that makes up the difference. So we're missing 0.160. Yeah. 0.215 grams of extra stuff. That's not gold. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle this on the review part, but for right now, let's just go talk about how difficult this Paydirt was. Now, for this 3 gram bag from Black Mass Paydirts, it was an extremely hard bag to go through. 2 pounds of material, had black sands, clouded up the water, and I had some minus 40 gold. But the hardest part was picking this non-gold out of the gold. So for this bag and this bag only, for a beginner panner, I would give this an extremely hard. For an advanced or expert panner, it would be hard as well. Now, if this wasn't in here, for a beginner, it would still be hard material to go through because of the things I stated earlier, the material, cloudiness, gold, etc. And for an advanced or expert panner, this would be medium Paydirt to go through. Again, a lot of the hardness for just this bag was picking out all these tiny little things that are not gold because they are heavier than the dirt itself, so they sank down with the gold. And I had to pick them out with magnifying glass because I didn't want to count them in my ROI. And speaking of ROI, I'm really not sure how I'm going to handle all of this stuff with my final review. But I'm going to go sit down, think about it for a minute, And we'll find out in a second. All right, finished calculating my ROI, writing up my review, and let's get right to it. Now, again, I went through a 3-gram bag from blackmasspaydirts.com. It cost $215. Shipping was free, so total cost spent by my secret shopper was $215. And yes, I do reimburse my secret shoppers. In fact, I throw them a little bit extra, and I pay for them to ship it to me. This bag was guaranteed 3 grams of gold, but since it was shipped out late, he added in an extra half a gram, but it was only delayed 1 day, 24 hours. I'm not sure why the owner of Black Mass Paydirts thought that a 1-day delay deserved a half a gram of gold, but it was really generous of him to throw that in there. Unfortunately, I did not recover 3.5 grams of gold. I recovered 3.340 grams of gold and 0.215 grams of stuff that was not gold. At the end of this video, I will have some pictures of the extras I found next to a piece of gold so you can see for yourself that it's not gold. Now, the gold spot on the day that this was ordered by my secret shopper was $58.69. Meaning that the gold I did find was worth $196.02, giving me an ROI of 91.17%, or on my scale, a 9.1. And I have to say, when my secret shopper purchased this bag of Paydirt, the guaranteed ROI was 82%. So I got almost a 10% more than I was guaranteed because it was delayed by a day. So even though I didn't find 3.5 grams of gold, I still got a really good ROI. But again, I found 0.215 grams of stuff that was not gold. So for fun factor, I'm actually dropping this down to a 7.1. Yeah, I probably should drop it down more. I just don't know. I got a 91% ROI. I don't think that the extra stuff that wasn't gold was intentional. So I'm going to drop it down to a 7.1. For Paydirt description, he's going to get an 8. I think it's a really good description. The only thing I think he could add on it to make it better was to talk about the difficulty and that it will have organics, things like that. But it is a really good description and he's getting an 8. Now, for quantity and packaging, he's going to get an 8. He's getting an 8 for quantity and an 8 for packaging. It came in the typical coffee bag that would give him an 8 for that. But for quantity, even though he only says approximately 2.5 pounds, you kind of expect to get really close to that. 2 pounds, 7 ounces, 2 pounds, 9 ounces, somewhere like that. But only getting 2 pounds, 1 ounce, I essentially lost a fifth of my material. So I'm dropping the quantity down to an 8. And lastly, for customer service and shipping, he's getting a 9. 8 for customer service because it was really great of him to tell my secret shopper he was throwing in an extra half a gram, which would have gotten him a 10. Unfortunately, it wasn't all gold. So he's getting an 8 for customer service and a 10 for shipping because it did go out really fast. It was only delayed by 1 day from when my secret shopper ordered it. So a 9 for customer service and shipping, giving Black Mass's 3-gram bag a total score of 8.2. And now for the really big question, would I buy this bag of Paydirt again and would I recommend it? And I have to say, I have no idea. I really don't. I would order this bag of Paydirt again, except for the fact that it had that 0.215 grams of stuff that's not gold. And there's no saying that that wasn't in the original 3 grams. He could have added a half a gram of other stuff that was pure gold, or he could have added a half a gram of stuff that had that stuff that's not gold in it. I just don't know which was which. I can't email him to ask him because he could obviously change his story. He could say one thing that's not true. I mean, I don't know. So it's really hard to recommend a Paydirt that has foreign substances in it that pan like gold but aren't gold. Luckily for me though, I did have my secret shopper buy a second bag from him and that will be panning out on Tuesday when I do my live show. So if you go below on this video on Wednesday, just come back on Wednesday night. I will update this, and if I find anything that's not gold and under my 1 gram guarantee for Tuesday's show, then I wouldn't recommend this. If I don't find any of this suspicious material on Tuesday's show, then I probably would recommend this and think it was just a one-time deal. Something happened by his supplier, or he didn't notice something. So for right now, I would probably hold off on recommending this seller or buying more from him until I find out on Tuesday and pan out another bag of this. So again, come back on Wednesday, check out first pinned comment below, and I will tell you if I found more of this suspicious material that's not gold. It can be silver. It looked like silver and then either copper or brass. So it's not fake gold. It's just not gold. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Happy panning. And if you're not already a subscriber, think about hitting that subscribe button below.